Okay, now we will study the surface marking of the kidney. So here, to know the surface marking of the kidney surface marking is studied in two views. One is the front view, number two is the back view. So from the front, to know the surface marking of kidney, one should know 3 points. The point one is, the point of the hilum, the point of upper pole of kidney, the point of lower pole of the kidney. And to know the surface marking or surface anatomy of the kidney from behind or from the back, and that's you need to know about the Morison's parallelogram. Clear? So now we will study the surface marking of the kidney from the front view. So here, to know the surface marking of the kidney from the front view, so here you have to have the measuring tape. So with the help of it, first we will have the point which is the point for the hilum of the kidney. So for that we have to take the 5 centimeter, a point 5 centimeters lateral to the midline on transpyloric plane. So already I told you what is transpyloric plane. So transpyloric plane is a plane which will cross, or the line passing to the tip of the 9th costal cartilage. Again I will make the count of the ribs: 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and this is 9th. So from the tip of the 9th costal cartilage, if you draw a line transversely, this is the transpyloric plane. So from the midpoint of the transpyloric plane, if you make a point of 5 centimeters lateral to this, so from the midpoint of the transpyloric plane, so this is midpoint of the transpyloric plane. Now I will make this as the median plane in order to make it very clear, which is crossing to the pubic symphysis from the xiphoid process. This is the midline. So this is the midpoint of transpyloric plane. So on the left side, from the midpoint of transpyloric plane, about 5 centimeters, make a point above the transpyloric plane. This is the point for the hilum of the left kidney. And on the right side, again from the midpoint of the transpyloric plane, again make a point 5 centimeters lateral below the transpyloric plane. So from the left kidney, the point should be 5 centimeters lateral to the midpoint of transpyloric plane, above the transpyloric plane, and the point should be made on the right kidney. It should be 5 centimeters away from the, or 5 centimeters lateral from the midpoint of transpyloric plane below. So the right kidney, it should be below. For the left kidney, it should be above. The point 1. The point 2 is this. This point is for the position of the hilum. This point is positioned for the hilums of the kidney. Left side it should be above the transpyloric plane. Right side it should be below the transpyloric plane. Next is the upper pole, the surface marking of the upper pole. So here, to have the surface marking of the upper pole of both kidneys, here you should draw a 4 centimeters, a point should be drawn 4 centimeters lateral from the midpoint of a line extending from xiphisternum to transpyloric plane. So this one, this is xiphisternum. From xiphisternum to the transpyloric plane, this one. This is the line. So from this line, you take a midpoint. So of course, this is the midpoint. So from this midpoint, 4 centimeters lateral from the midpoint of a line extending from xiphisternum to transpyloric plane. So from here again I have to draw a point which is 4 centimeters. It is approximately at here, left kidney. Yeah, on the right side also. This is the point for the, what do you call, the upper pole. Then coming to the lower pole, 6 to 7 centimeters from the midline on right side at the umbilical plane. Now this is the plane passing to the umbilical region. This is the umbilical plane. So from this umbilical plane, draw some 7 centimeters on the right side. This is the lower pole. And on the left side, subcostal plane, just below the costal cartilage, this line is called as the subcostal line. So on the left side, 6 to 7 centimeters on the subcostal line. So once again I repeat, the lower pole 6 to 7 centimeters from the midline on the right side at the umbilical plane, and on the left side the subcostal plane. Now we will join these. Okay. So here this is the hilum. This is the left kidney. This is the right kidney. Okay. So once again I repeat, the hilum is like 5 centimeters lateral to the midline on the transpyloric plane. This is the transpyloric. From here, 5 centimeters above the transpyloric plane is left hilum. Below the transpyloric plane is right hilum. For the upper pole, 4 centimeters from the midpoint of a line extending from xiphisternum to the transpyloric plane. From this point, 4 centimeters right upper pole of left kidney, 4 centimeters upper pole of right kidney. To the lower pole, 6 to 7 centimeters on the right side. If you see, it should be from the umbilical line, the midline from the right side at the umbilical plane, and to the left kidney it should be subcostal plane. You have to calculate to have this surgical, what do you call, the surface anatomy of the kidney. So this is how we make out the surface anatomy of the kidney. Right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney because of the occupancy of the liver. Clear everybody? This is about the surface marking of the kidneys from front view or from anterior view. The next we'll talk about the surface anatomy of the kidneys from the behind or back. Okay. Okay. Now I will demonstrate the surface marking of the kidney from the back side. So in the previous video I told you the surface marking of the kidney from the anterior view. Now I will demonstrate the kidney from the posterior. Okay, so for this you need to have 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines, and when you join these lines, that makes a box which is called as the Morison's parallelogram. Okay, yeah, as I said, the Morison's parallelogram which is formed by 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines. So for that I'll demonstrate you. First, initially you have to know the T 11th thoracic vertebra. Okay, so if you count the spines of thoracic vertebra, 7th spine is more prominent. So from there, if you count, okay, then it comes approximately this point. Already I have counted. So this is the area of T11 thoracic vertebra, T12, L1, L2, L3. This is L3 lumbar vertebra. Okay, so from here you have to draw a horizontal line. So I am making the picture from the right side. So first point, from the T11 thoracic spine, measure 2.5 centimeters so this is the 2.5 centimeters, and one more point, 9 centimeters. So here it is 9 centimeters. The same thing from the lumbar 3 spine, mark laterally 2.5 centimeter and 9 centimeter. Okay. Now if you join all these 3 lines, if you join all these 4 points, now this is the Morison's parallelogram, and here this is T11, sorry, this is T11, this is lumbar 3 spine. So T11, T12, L1. So this is L1. So to mark the hilum of the kidney, take 4 centimeters from the median plane from the L1 spine. So this is the L1 spine. So from here, if you make 4 centimeters, this is the 4 centimeters, and this is the region where you see the hilum of the kidney is located. Okay, and now within the parallelogram, draw the outer line of the kidney so that the upper end is nearer to the median plane than the lower end. The position of the right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney. That is just because of the presence of the liver on the right side. So let's make out. So this is the hilum. This is the bean-shaped structure. This is the right kidney. The same way, if you see this side, so from T11 thoracic spine, 2.5 centimeters, it is coming to here, and 9 centimeters, it is up to here. Okay. This is also same thing, 9 centimeters and 2.5 centimeters. Now again, I am joining these 4 points to make the Morison's parallelogram, and here this is the right side. So 4 centimeters from the L1 lumbar spine, this is the lower pole. So this is the right kidney, this is the left kidney. So right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney. So this is all about this is all about the surface anatomy of the kidney from the back side. Okay. So next, now we will talk about the renal angle. So what is the renal angle? Renal angle is nothing but it is an area located on either sides of the human back between the lateral border of erector spinae muscle and the inferior border of the 12th rib. So here you have the, what do you call, the erector spinae muscle. So this is all the erector spinae muscle you will have. Okay, and here this is the lower border of the 12th rib. This is the 12th rib. Is it clear? So this is the erector spinae muscle. This is the medial border, this is the lateral border, and this is the line of the 12th rib. Now here there is an angle formed between the lateral border of erector spinae muscle and the lower border or inferior border of 12th rib, and this is the angle, and this angle is called as the renal angle. This is called as renal angle because the kidney can be felt at this location, and clinically it is also important. At this angle the doctor will make the percussions and causing pain on percussions will conclude that that the person have got a kidney infection. So this is all about the renal angle. So this is the what do you call, erector spinae muscle, and this is the 12th rib. So between the lateral border of the erector spinae muscle and the inferior border of 12th rib, you see an angle is formed which is called as the renal angle. Thank you.